A nasogastric tube, or an NG tube, is a temporary feeding tube that goes from the nose down the back of the pharynx, the back of the mouth, down the esophagus into the stomach.
So that the baby gets the formula, whether they can drink it or not. It bypasses the whole esophagus and goes straight to the stomach.
NG tubes are needed by children when they either can't eat by mouth or won't eat by mouth or won't take their medications. And that can be from a whole long list of reasons.
In the case of my son Clayton, he aspirates, he's not able to safely drink. It would end up with some of the formula in his lungs, so the tube bypasses that whole process and keeps him able to safely eat.
In our hospital, NG tubes are replaced by nursing staff. What we wanted to do was be able to send a child home with an NG tube and get a caregiver at home to be able to replace that NG tube, because NG tubes come out.
It's real easy for them to pull it out, or they get their finger hooked and pull it straight out.
They get vomited out, they get pulled out, and that can happen once every few months, or unfortunately it can happen a couple times a day if we're picturing an active infant.
And you can go to local ERs to get it replaced, but depending on the capabilities of the hospital, they might not have tubes small enough for a baby or toddler.
Most pediatricians in Alabama are not set up in their office to just replace NG tubes. So for years, kids were coming back to our clinic all the time. They're coming back to our ER. We were having lots of families call us and say, hey, I don't have gas money to come back and get that tube replaced again. So we developed a program to teach home NG replacement, and we wanted to be able to teach in an efficient way, but also in a very safe way.
They come into the hospital to be trained. Our coordinator or anybody else who's trained gives them a walkthrough of how to do it, how to confirm it's in place. There's a mannequin they can be shown on and they can practice on first, and then before they leave the hospital, the parents have to put it down themselves to show that they know how to do it properly and can do it.
The training takes about an hour and 15 minutes per caregiver, and we will teach one or even a few caregivers per patient. In the last year, we've taught over 100 families how to replace an NG tube at home. We offer this to lots of families that are going to take their child home with a feeding tube. Anybody who wants to learn, whether that's mom or dad or both, we are happy to teach as long as the family is comfortable with it.
When he got that tube, he immediately started gaining weight. He is thriving because of his tube.
Home NG replacement teaching has made staff feel really happy. It makes us feel like we're giving families different options. We're making it doable to have an NG tube at home and to see how kids grow and develop and whether or not they're going to need a surgical tube.
It's so great to not have to come into the hospital every time they might pull it out, especially if you have a kid that pulls it out often. They're able to just get their feeds as needed without you having to worry about having to go somewhere else. You get to take care of them at home.
We want kids to stay at home, live their lives, have fun. Doing this at home is just so much more efficient. Lets kids stay in their native environment.
You're not spending hours coming to get that tube replaced without your baby able to eat.
It makes it something sustainable to use at home. It makes NG tubes at home more doable for families and for kids.